We're being fed so many lies today, and you know this. And it starts in school.
And that sucks because it's one thing for us to pick this battle and for us to fight this fight, but to expect our children to fight society and society's push towards this ideology, it's a lot to put on a kid. It shouldn't be their fight. Why can't we just let the grown-ups fight and leave the kids out of it?
Bro, say less. I am a huge advocate of having kids be kids as long as possible.
Let's not use them as bait in political and sociological warfare.
Yeah.
Why?
Or virtue signal.
Yeah, why are we putting them in the middle of it? I don't understand. Why can't we just let kids be kids and let the adults in the room handle it on their own?
That's going to be your biggest struggle as you raise your daughter, is you're going to be pressed on all sides when your family friends or your school friends are capitulating and giving their kids mobile devices at young ages. The reason why we haven't given our kids who are, almost tweens now in their teenage years, why they still don't have mobile devices is because I want them to grow up and be kids just like you and I grew up to be kids. I don't want, and I'm not making judgment on anyone else out there, but I will say this. Most parents today are allowing this thing to raise their kids.
Correct.
I'm not interested in this raising my kids. I'm interested in me raising my kids.
But the other side of that argument is that aren't you concerned that they're going to fall behind in technology?
No, not at all. What I believe, now this is just a belief, it's not truth. What I believe is they will learn how to respect this as a tool to help them be productive in life and not be the sole reason that they exist. I think so many kids are being raised by these mobile devices, and for them, this is not only the parent, this is the guiding light. It's the answer. It is where I need to spend all my time. And the answer is that none of that's true. None of that's true. The real world is far better than what you see through this. I think you can agree with that.
I agree. Again, concern is that one day they may fall behind. And I don't know if that's true or not. But for us, we grew up without it, so we relate to not having it.
Yes, we do.
My daughter, who is 6 months old, she will never drive a car, maybe. In her nursery, it is all smart lighting, all smart room. So Siri does everything for her room. She'll never flip a light switch.
She already has a digital assistant, man.
Yeah, she'll never and every day she sees me give commands. I remember the first time I turned on, because she has a cloud in her room that has a nano leaf bulb in it, so it changes color. Yeah. And we make it red before she sleeps because it helps with the melatonin.
Understand.
One day, she was holding her, we were right in front of the balloon, and I made it like blue. And she went, because she saw dad change the color of the room.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, I control the light, is what I told her.
Exactly.
She will never control a light switch in her life. She's already learning to control technology around her without me teaching her.
Yeah.
Because that's what she learned.
Because you're modeling it.
But then she's going to grow up in that way. She'll never live a non-phone life for the rest of her life. So almost, do you need to incorporate into it? It's almost like, if you have a kid and you tell them when they're in high school, they can't drink. When they get to high school, when they get to college, they get belligerently drunk.
They get sloshed.
But the kids that grow up while drinking with their parents at 15, 14, 16, they go to college and they're responsible drinkers.
And that example is the very similar in line to my ideas around mobile devices and phones. Is that we've already set out that my daughter, when she's 15, she'll get a phone.
Okay.
Because she's going to be driving. We need access. Right now, she has something called a Gab phone. A Gab phone is just like a Nokia phone that we had in the 90s. It's just text. It's just calls, no apps.
Just safety.
No YouTube, none of that bullshit. So she gets to connect with her friends using the Gab phone, but it's the apps that we don't want her to have access to yet. And we know this for a fact that young girls' minds are still forming and still growing all the way up through the tweens and late teens. And these mobile devices are wreaking havoc on young girls' minds because they will spend all of their first and second period worrying about that Instagram post that didn't get enough hearts. And in the third period, they'll delete it because of the anxiety that they didn't get the engagement. Okay, so now that mobile device and that app has just taken up 3 periods of that student's life when they should have been focused on learning. Instead, they're focused on a fucking app and the social implications of that. And their friends aren't hearting it. And it's creating anxiety, and it's creating identity issues, which we could talk about ad infinitum, right? And so I know enough about the negativity of the mobile device. I believe that when she's 15, 16, when she gets one of these full-fledged phones and she's driving and she needs it, she will have the right balance to accept and understand that this is a great and powerful tool to be used for amazing things, but she will not have been ingrained in it in her younger years like her peers, so that she has some sort of like twitch or, some crack addict, addiction to this mobile device, if that makes sense.
I watched an interview with the CEO of TikTok, and they asked him, do you allow your kids to be on TikTok?
What'd he say?
No.
Oh, it's just like Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, who didn't give their kids iPads.
But he said, we have built immense amount of parental controls into the app. You guys just don't use it. He's like, the amount of control that you can have in the app is actually really extensive. He's like, just no one goes and bothers to use them. We've built in all these protections. He said, why don't you allow your kids? He said, because it's bad for you. He said, why do you allow it to the public? He's like, well, you don't have to if you don't want to. You guys are choosing to let your kids consume all of it. It's not my fault for building it. It's your fault. We've given you the controls. We've given you the ability to shut it off.
Played. He's not wrong.
And I was like, damn, this guy is smart.
He's not wrong. The options are there.
He's like, I built it all. We spent a lot of time and money to build extensive parental controls. You guys are just too fucking lazy to use them.
And then you're blaming the creator.
Don't blame me. I've given you the tools.
That's an interesting position to have.
And I was like, whoa, what a mind fuck that was.
That's boss mode.
Yeah.
That's boss mode, bro.
I was like, whoa.
It's like, yeah, you can't blame. I gave you all the tools. Y'all are just stupid. And y'all didn't use them.
I build an app. That's what I do. I build an app that's sticky.
You actually just, I didn't even know those parental controls are there, bro. I'm going to admit, I didn't even know that, guys.
Yeah. He said they're extensive.
Wow.
You just choose not to use them.
I didn't know that.
And I thought I was like, okay. This guy's number one, he's smart. Again, I'm not shilling TikTok. I don't give a fuck about TikTok. But, you gotta be rational and think.
Absolutely.
And it's not going away anytime soon.
You're not wrong.
And if that's the case, like, how do we learn from it? And how do we assimilate it into our lives in the best way fashion?
You guys can always leave comments below. Give us ideas on how we can be better humans, better parents, and better users of technology.